Atlanta Falcons, Miami Dolphins. Atlanta Falcons coming off of a bye. Miami Dolphins chose not to have their bye coming off of their London game. They find themselves as 2.5-point home underdogs to the Atlanta Falcons in this one. And Brad, when we take a look, Calvin Ridley will be back for the Falcons. You did get a bye week here to maybe try and figure some stuff out, maybe try to get a little bit more healthy. Maybe you work in some more ways to get Kyle Pitts involved in the offense as well. And then if you're on the Miami side of things, not choosing to take the bye after the London game is just perplexing to me. But if there is anything to feel good about being a Miami fan, it was that this past week, at least Tua is an upgrade at quarter. Now, whether you believe long-term in Tua or not, he's at least an upgrade over Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett was getting absolutely nothing done with this offense at all. At least Tua found Gesicki a ton. He found Waddle a ton. And the Dolphins, despite losing, did have that game where they went for it on a fourth down, tried to convert so they could go ahead and win. And they were able to do that without their starting two corners as well. Byron Jones and Xavier Howard were both out of that game. So, I mean, it wasn't like I think a total complete flop here for the Dolphins, but certainly a team that is right up there for me as one of the most disappointing so far through the first 6 weeks of the season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I watched that game closely as another London game. And then Tua came out as PFF's sixth graded quarterback for the week. He wasn't the problem, apart from that sort of one perplexing pick he threw. He did spread it around quite well. It was the cowardice to me of the coach, Brian Flores. There are several fourth down decisions where he just punted away like he had his full complement of defensive backs on the field, and he just didn't. I thought it was terrible coaching, which that's not the sort of team I want to back, the ones that are punting away on 4th and 2, like the Patriots are doing at the minute. I will say the injury report looks very good. It looks better than last week. There's hope that they get those two corners back. There's hope they get Devontae Parker back. And obviously the weakness of this Dolphins offense is the offensive line, and the Falcons are not really the team to take advantage of that. And then you would probably say the line has moved enough that the value has to be on the Dolphins side if they do get those players back, right? They're sort of 2.5, 2.75 underdogs at home now. So I could only bet that side at this stage. So yeah, that would be a way I lean. But as I say, I don't want any business backing a team that makes terrible decisions like these guys do.
Yeah, it is, Stephen. Here is another opportunity if you wanted to play a teaser leg, and I hate to say that maybe this is coming into consideration for me should, the injury report go my way a little bit more. Thursday should show a lot of clarity on that. If both of these corners are back, I'm definitely in. Even if one of them is back, I think I'm definitely in on the Dolphins. And I know I don't like backing a bad team either. I don't like backing a bad team with a bad coach at all either. But I think this is a little bit too aggressive of a move here. The Falcons haven't really proven anything at all. And to go on the road and become a field goal favorite over, I think anybody is probably a little bit too much. And now you're going to give me up to 8.5 on the Dolphins at home in this thing. Giving me that, I think, is a little bit too much. So if the injury report goes my way, I can see this Dolphins leg becoming a partner in a teaser. And if this thing gets to a full field goal, I might just play the Dolphins straight. I can't believe I'm saying that either. But again, I just think there's a little bit too much disrespect coming from the Dolphin side of things and a little bit too much respect on the Falcon side.
This line's flipped 5 points, guys. The look ahead was 5 points the other way. The Dolphins were -2.5. It's gone 5 points. I mean, that's a lot in 1 week. I know they lost to the Jags, but everything you guys said, why did that happen? Lost their cornerbacks in that game. Number 2 receiver, Devontae Parker, didn't play. So Tua looked pretty good. Bad decision making. So I get that. You combine the questionable decision to not take a bye after the London trip, and you're playing a team that is coming off a bye. So that's not good as well. But I still think 5 is pretty darn aggressive. And I'm happy to take this as a teaser leg with a low total in the game under 50. And I agree with you, Matt. It looks like we might get a 3 here, a +3 on Miami. As we record this, we're looking at some Falcons minus 2.5 with some extra juice at a couple of spots. I think this is starting to move towards that 3. And if I get a flat 3 on the Dolphins, I'm going to take that, because I think that there were some issues last week. Most notably for me is the cornerbacks. And if they're back in, I'm happy to take that, because I mean, it's not like they're facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. This is the Atlanta Falcons, who have been a pretty conservative offense. They're not taking many deep shots. They are 30th in explosive plays. So it's been a lot of dink and dunk stuff. Their offensive line is still 24th in pressure allowed, 25th in pass block win rate. We know that the Dolphins are going to blitz and throw some exotic looks out there. So, it's not exactly like they're playing world beaters here. They're still playing one of the worst teams in the league, at least, conservatively a bottom 10 offense.
And if you wanted to roll the dice that these corners aren't going to play, Kyle Pitts receiving yards right now is set at 49.5. So if you did want to roll the dice from a player prop perspective, I mean, look, they're lining him up out wide. They're lining him up in the slot. Yeah. Like he's tight end by name only, right? I mean, he's a wide receiver. He's a big wide receiver. So again, it's set at 49.5 yards right now. If you want to roll the dice that those corners don't play, and he's going to get backup corners, already getting involved in this offense a lot more for this Falcons team, I would be hammering the over there. Unfortunately, the player props don't get posted here in Vegas this early in the week, so I don't get the advantage of these numbers before they get hammered into shape. But if you do live in a market where that is available, it's a number that I'd have in the account anyway. And here's the deal. Even if the corners do play, I still think you have a chance of hitting it. So it's not like the bet's dead if it doesn't go your way there.